Right, so this is kind of a video that I wanted to do for a while, and essentially, I'm going to be doing this on mouse and keyboard versus controller. So, this is a argument as old as time, which is better, um, mouse and keyboard or controller. And I gotta say that, you know, right in the beginning of the game, you play the game, you're prompted with this screen that tells you the best experience is going to be with a controller. So having saw that, my obvious first reaction is like, well, I'm going to challenge that because I use mouse and keyboard now for everything. I was a console player a couple of years ago, and then I made the switch over to PC, about 2 years ago, and I haven't really looked back. Now there are some games that I do use a controller for, mostly because it's more relaxing. So I use a controller for, say, like Red Dead, or obviously Rocket League because it needs it or something like that. But if it's like a competitive shooter or any competitive game, I usually always tend to lean in the direction of mouse and keyboard. So when I played Bleeding Edge the first time the beta came around, I had no idea how to play, so I obviously did the tutorial. I decided to do the tutorial twice. The first time I did the tutorial, I used a controller. Followed the instructions on what to do. I found that the layout of kind of how they had everything, I found to be kind of counterintuitive. I also found the rotation and all the movement and stuff like that to be a little slow, and that was also just because, again, I'm very used to mouse and keyboard. So yeah, so I did the whole tutorial with it. I played around with the controller. I played as Miko, and I was healing, running around, stuff like that, and I just felt very slow. So then, after the first game, I went back to the tutorial I did with mouse and keyboard. Off the bat, immediately, I could feel my movement was different. At least how I looked around and stuff like that. I thought my lateral movement was a little bit quicker as far as being able to use WASD, and it just felt, right. So I played the whole tutorial, I played a game, and immediately, once I started playing a real game, as far as being a mouse and keyboard controller, I found there to be a huge advantage over controller. And I've said this in other videos that I've done on this game, but the more that I play Bleeding Edge, the more I feel that it is more akin to something like a MOBA, say League of Legends or Dota. But the thing is you're not clicking for your movements. You have your WASD, which is nice, but as far as your moves go, it's your Q, your E, your R. It's literally your moveset from League. So if you're used to playing with a mouse and keyboard, and you're used to that whole, general vibe of looking around, being able to turn quick, all that stuff, you're going to feel at home with Bleeding Edge's combat system with a mouse and keyboard. So I don't think that you are at a disadvantage. Now, I know that this is something that the devs are saying, oh, this is how we expect people to play the game, but I find it to be inaccurate. I think that if you're used to mouse and keyboard, and if you have experience playing a MOBA, like I said, like Dota or something like that, you're going to be at a huge advantage over people with controller. And you can feel that, I think. And maybe it is experience because we've been playing, or I have been playing other games for a while like that. But I think it's going to be an issue. I really do think that it's going to be an issue for controller players, and obviously there's going to be that skill gap. But it's when you play a shooter, right? There, and it's crossplay. It makes sense if there's crossplay between a shooter or something like that, at least with controller, because there's aim assist and you're able to lock on, and there's obviously a controller advantage for the initial shot in an FPS when it's aim assist. But in this, I don't really see what the advantage is going to be using a controller. You can't really lock on any better than you can with the mouse and keyboard. You're definitely limited to speed no matter what. Even if you have your sensitivity cranked to the max on a controller, I'm going to be able to flick around so much faster than a mouse and keyboard. Now again, this is all personal opinion. It's going to be what you're used to and stuff like that. But I do think that people who have been using mouse and keyboard for a while and who play MOBAs are going to find that this is extremely similar, and you can really destroy people Like being able to turn around on literally the flick of the wrist is like so advantageous to a controller where you have to like point in one direction, and I don't know. This is just my experience on what I've played so far. I unfortunately did not get a chance to play the second weekend of the beta. I'm not too pumped about that. Like I really wish I got to, but it is what it is. I had to work, so I'm gonna be doing that, and like again, I'm gonna do videos where I play with a controller, and I'm also gonna do videos where I play with a mouse and keyboard. But as far as I'm concerned, my main will be the mouse and keyboard on this. There's like not even like an argument. It's such a clear advantage in my opinion right now. Yeah, I'm really excited though. I'm very excited for this game. I'm very excited for something different. And I'm also excited for just like a game that's close to a MOBA. Like I really do think that like people are going to be surprised with this game. I'm a little worried about like how big the player base is going to be, because I don't know how popular this game necessarily is going to be. I think the fact that it's on Game Pass will help it out a lot, but I'm scared with how it'll do. I hope to God that it survives and like this game lasts, because this is fun. Like it's really fun and it's enjoyable to play, and like I'm having a great time with it, and I know that like a lot of other people are having a great time with it. Like, you know, like I have an extremely small channel here, but like the comments that I've gotten on the videos, people are enjoying this. And I hope to God that Ninja Theory is able to keep this rolling, because this game is fun. It's really fun. It's really well made. It's not dumb. Like I saw the new character that they're releasing. I think her name is also Miko, which is kind of weird. Like I don't know how you're gonna pronounce it, but there's two Mikos now apparently. Either way, the other Miko is a dolphin in a tank from Japan, which I think is hilarious. Like that's such a fun character model. But yeah, I'm excited. So again, mouse and keyboard or controller. What are you gonna use? Do you think you're gonna roll mouse and keyboard? Do you think you're gonna roll controller? Are you playing MOBAs currently? And if so, like, do you feel the same way that I feel, that mouse and keyboard is gonna have a clear advantage over controller? If you guys like the video, let me know down in the comment section. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'm gonna make tons of content on this game once it comes out, and I'm excited. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Y'all don't really know my life. Y'all don't really know my struggles and how much liquor I go through. Y'all don't really know my fears and how many years to get here, but I'm ready to rumble. Y'all don't really know my life. Y'all don't really know my struggles and how much liquor I go through. Y'all don't really know my fears and how many years to get here, but I'm ready to rumble.